Welcome to the Ask Faleskini podcast with a guest. I'm proud to present Himanshu Singh. Himanshu Singh, welcome to the podcast and please tell us more about yourself. What is your story?
Thank you, Peter. I'm happy to be on your podcast. Sure, I've got more than 13 years of investment banking M&A experience. Previously, I worked at Nomura for more than 5 years, UBS more than 3 years, Deloitte couple of years, and at the back end of 2023, I decided to start my own investment banking boutique called HSA Advisory. At HSA, we are catering to corporate finance, strategic advisory, and capital raising. Our sweet spot is UK financial services firms with revenues of 5 to 50 mil. And during this phase of finding my own firm, I realized that mid market is a segment, especially in the UK, which is highly unbanked. And therefore, I thought of starting a new firm. And at the back end of last year in August, I decided to start another firm. The name of the firm is Coffin Hub. It's a marketplace for UK mid market and early stage businesses. The idea behind the firm is we'll be giving an opportunity for mid market players and for startups to come on the platform. Startups come on the platform and seek funding, and mid markets come on the platform and seek M&A transactions.
That's impressive. I would like to start with a question about how did you decide to grow from a corporate job to your own firm. I understand you saw there's an opportunity in the market, but the way or the thing that I'm more interested in is why did you decide to follow the market need and go from the comfortable chair of investment banker in a big player like Nomura and go into the world out there and just why did you decide to do your own company? What
Of
was
course.
what
Yeah.
was the inner conversation? I'm interested in that.
Yeah. I've always asked this question, and I would say um, it's not an easy call, I must say. And I would say investment banking job is a golden handcuff. You are getting very good salary. It's not easy to leave that kind of salary and start something of your own. The main driving factor behind me starting my own investment banking boutique was my entrepreneurial spirit. I always wanted to do something of my own. In the background for my hobby, I have my own cricket club as well, which I launched few years back. I wanted to do something in my professional journey as well. Investment banking is something that I really love doing. I've been doing it for more than 13 years. Uh, this is in my blood now. And there were a few things which were going in my direction at the back end of 2023. So I decided to use that as an opportunity to start my own firm. And I must say, it's been a great journey since I started my own firm.
Okay, and another thing that I'm really interested in. Okay, I understand. You are have services and stuff like that, and that the M&A, and you explained that you have free products, so acquisition, then you help people sell, and you also have with capital raising. But how did you come to the idea of the marketplace? Because I know I was working as an investment banker in London for 6 years, since 2001 to 2007. And at that time, there was like 50 active exchanges on the market already. And some, they would list also a company, uh, they had like a C listing for a company without a track record and stuff like that. So you are in a really competitive environment, but you managed to find the niche. How did you find that niche, and why did you decide that you want to be an infrastructure for
I
investors?
think I would say the answer is in your question itself. There are a lot of marketplaces in the market, be it UK, be it US, be it anywhere else. But what I noticed while in my journey of my own investment banking space, I noticed that there is a niche of mid market specifically in the UK, which is unexplored. If we look at lower mid market specifically, the market is highly unbanked. People are looking to do transactions, but they are not able to do it because if we look at bigger transactions, you have big banks like Nomura, UBS, Goldman, JP Morgan. They are going after the clients, but they would not go after smaller clients because the fee would be much higher for the smaller clients, and banks have their threshold of fees. So there's not a proper match, and this is something which I obviously want to make use of, and wanted to provide advice, which is of bulge bracket kind of advice, good advice to the smaller end, and they are deprived of right now. And I thought this could be a very good opportunity to make use of.
I would just ask you to explain to our audience that are not in investment banking, what does the mid-market mean in a term of turnover and the assets?
Yeah, of course. I would say there is no proper definition of mid market, but if I were to describe in simpler terms, I would say you could do it in the form of revenue. If there is a company which is making revenues of more than 5 million sterling, I'll talk about sterling because we are based in the UK. If you have a company which is making a revenues of 5 million or more, they would be classified in mid market. You could classify it further between lower mid market, upper or higher mid market. Lower mid market would be anywhere between 5 to 50, and upper mid market would be 50 to 150. There are
Mhm.
more definitions as well, but this is the broad definition of dividing mid market into lower and upper mid market, I would say.
Thank you very much. That was the answer I was expecting. No, it's important for our listeners that are not in the industry that they comprehend what you're doing, because I think
Absolutely.
that's a really noble thing to do, because as I remember, the mid market was always somehow left out. You could get some seed capital, you could get the venture capital for a small project, but the mid market was extremely hard. And going from 5 to 150 million, you also need funding, you also need mergers, acquisitions, and stuff like that. But there was no investment bank that would do that.
Yeah, you're right. M&A, in my opinion, is the fastest way to grow your business. If you are looking to grow, obviously you can grow organically, but inorganic way through M&A is the fastest way to grow. You could scale up, you could go into different market, you could by acquiring another firm, cross sell, upsell, you could do a lot of things.
Mhm. I agree 100%. I was just present with a lot of terrible M&As that it did not brought the synergy results that were imagined. So as a risk manager, I'm always cautious about M&As. However, if it's done correctly, as you said, it's the fastest way to grow. There are a lot of synergies to be explored, cross-sell, upsells, all this stuff. And of course, you save years of building the business with M&A. So you save time with M&A.
Absolutely, absolutely. No doubt
That,
about that.
that is important. So for our listeners that are starting a company that are not quite there, when they get to, let's say, 7, 8 million dollars revenue, because you said 5 million in sterling, um, they could start engaging your services. How would an entrepreneur, regardless whether they're based in US or UK, profit of your services? What should they expect that they will get? Because a lot of entrepreneurs is technical minded or service minded, and they focus on this. So the financial part that they would, let's say, outsource to you, or to all your knowledge that you have, um, how should they go about it? How should they look at it? Is there a consulting that you are offering, so to talk with them? What is their opportunity? How you see their opportunity? Because you have a great overlook over the market because of your marketplace. So,
Yeah, just to clarify before answering that question, there are two sides of our product. One is mid-market, where companies would have minimum revenues of 5 million to classify under lower mid market to come on our platform. But there is other side of our platform as well, which is focused for early stage businesses. That would be startups which are based in the UK. And if they are looking to raise capital, be it seed capital, be it Series A, be it Series B onwards, they could come on our platform. If they have revenues less than 5 million, they classify as startups. They could come on our platform and they could raise capital. So that is the option. And secondly, how could they use my service, utilize my service? There are two things I would say. First of all, when my platform is launched, most likely next month, fingers crossed, they could come on our platform, make use of our platform, and in addition to that, if they want to seek financial M&A advice, they could come to my investment banking boutique, which is HSA Advisory, and they could engage with us for any M&A related advice. It could be the fact that they want to grow further inorganically by doing M&A, by acquiring any company, be it in the UK, be it in Europe, be it in the US, or anywhere. They could come to me, could engage with me, and we could help them on that front. Or it could be the case that they're looking to raise capital. We can help them in raising capital as well. So there are lots of things we could do for any company who are looking for advice.
That's amazing. So let's say that our listeners who have already grown their business to a certain extent, um, they should start engaging outside help. When is the right time to start engaging outside help? Because in the beginning, most of the things the entrepreneur should do on their own. I'm sure you're familiar with that because you just started the business. But where is the right time that they should go and seek professional help or professional
I think
advice?
I think that's a very good question. And being an entrepreneur myself, I would say, whenever you are touching something which is not your expertise, and whenever you start having doubts, that is the right time you should start seeking help. You should not try to do everything on your own. If you do that, you end up messing up and you may not be successful. You should utilize your time on the things where you are more you've got more expertise. For example, if you are a tech entrepreneur, you may be very good in terms of offering tech services, tech advice, or whatever. You should be focusing entirely on that. And if you need anything to do with the, say, financial or law, I'm talking outside of my domain. If they need any advice in terms of law, and if they have got any doubts, that is the time they should seek out a lawyer. And if they have got any doubts in terms of financial world, investment banking, M&A, if they are having any doubts, that's the time they should seek out advice.
That's great advice. When you have doubts, go talk to an expert. And I have another question regarding your platform. Is it industry specific or is it industry agnostic?
I think that is a very good question. Our platform is going to be industry agnostic.
Mhm.
So people operating in any industry, be it healthcare, be it financial services, consumer, industrials, any industry, they could come on our platform as long as they meet their criteria of size and as long as they are operational in the UK. They're more than welcome to come and join our platform.
What is the most common shortcoming of your clients where they come to you? Where do you see that they're missing the most knowledge or information? Maybe that will help our listeners to understand
Oh,
where's your strong point.
yeah, of course. I would say people or the clients, there are a couple of things where they value our expertise is overall knowledge of the market, because I've got a lot of experience in the investment banking industry. And secondly, on the valuation front, if they are on the buy side, they are on the sell side, uh, the number they are trying to seek is how much they should be paying for the target. Or if they are on the sell side, what is the worth of their company? What is the number that they should be seeking from their buyers? What is the threshold that they should be willing to sell? I think these are the 2 points I would say clients come to us in terms of seeking an advice. There are
Thank you.
other
This
things
is
as well, but these are the
yes.
two things I would like to point out.
Yeah, thank you. So if I understand correctly, if they don't want to sell themselves short, they need to seek for an expert advice, and you will tell
Of
them
course,
what's the realistic market value of their assets, of what they're offering to the market.
absolutely.
Yeah. Himanshu Singh, thank you very much for being my guest tonight, and thank you for all the insights.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.